Hi, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes. We all know that there's a Chinese embassy, a super embassy being built, and it's very controversial. Everybody's saying it's a matter of national security that should not be there. It sits atop an information nexus of, internet lines, phone lines, etc. Nothing stopping the Chinese tapping down into that, etc. A lot of people really unhappy. And it has to be signed off by the 20th of August. Our illustrious Deputy Prime Minister has to sign it off, and she probably will, because even though it is an actual danger to our national security, she doesn't care. She's part of a government of traitors. She had to look at the blueprints. The blueprints had areas covered and redacted. She said, why are these redacted? Said national security. So she went, oh, okay. Basically, she was happy to maintain China's national security, but not ours. Yay. What can we do to stop it? Well, we need to go back in time. We need to go to Edward III. 1360, Black Monday, a storm. Edward there on the battlefield outside Chartres. He's besieging it, and a storm comes in, and it's a bad one. Freezing, hail, rain, wind, lightning, thunder, horses maddened, frightened, crazy, running. He lost over 1,000 men that night. Some hit by lightning. He got onto his knees and he prayed for the storm to pass. And the storm passed. And when he returned to England, he built a chapel, the Three Ladies of Grace Chapel. And it became a king's chapel, King Edward's Chapel. And it was one of the richest monasteries, or, abbeys, I suppose it'd be, in Britain. Well, it wasn't until King Henry VIII came along, said, right, give us your money, and then dissolved all the monasteries and the churches and things, as he created the Church of England and all that. Get rid of the popery from England, he said. And he did. And so it fell into a bit of a decline, a bit of a ruin. But it was for a short while used as the Royal Mint, of all things. But it is a very important national part of our heritage, indeed English heritage. Look after it. The church is involved. It's actually funded directly by Westminster. As in, not Westminster Council, the actual building, Westminster. Part of the monies that go to the maintenance of that pay for that. It is our history, it is our culture, and it happens to sit exactly where the Chinese want to put their embassy. Now, come on, if you want to go and see it, you can go and see it. But what do you do if the Chinese build their embassy? You have to go and ask a Chinese, can I come in the embassy to go and have a look at our national heritage? The Chinese will say, no, nobody comes in our embassy. Will she sign off? Will she give this church to the Chinese government? Will she sign away our heritage? She has no right to do so. She's got no legal power to do it. She can't. She's not allowed. It's not within her remit to do that. And English Heritage are saying that we're taking you to court if you even try it. Now, they're trying desperately to get negotiations. They want the Chinese to allow access. But the Chinese will obviously say no. They say, well, what we'll do is we'll build an access point from outside the embassy down and tunnel in to the chapel from below. And the Chinese go, no, we don't want anyone tunneling under our embassy, because of course you don't. We wouldn't want it anywhere in the world under our embassies, for example. So, fair dues. So what's to happen? The trouble is, the one thing you could do is to say, well, actually, we'll just change this bit here and we'll leave the chapel outside the new embassy. But you can't do that because it's so late in the stage, with only a week or so to go before it has to be signed off, that no changes are allowed to the plans. It's all or nothing. She either signs them or she doesn't. If she does, she gets sued. If she doesn't, the Chinese will be unhappy and her paymasters will be unhappy, because I'm sure she gets paid by the Chinese. I'm sure they all do, because given the way that they're treating this country in such a treacherous manner, somebody has to be paying them. You have to wonder about it. But there we go. So, English Heritage, Westminster, the church, all right-minded people are up in arms about selling our history, our culture away to the Chinese. To do so and to absolutely harm our national security again, having already sold, the Chagos Islands so the Chinese can take hold of the Indian Ocean. You have to wonder which side Starmer's on. I don't wonder. I know he's working for the Chinese. And then see what the hell is going on and what we can do to save this church. It's got nothing to do with the church. It's all to do with stopping the bloody embassy, of course. But, well done. Well done to Edward III with the foresight of building his little chapel right there. How did he know? All right, he didn't. It was 650 years ago, 665 years ago. But, well, you know, handful of heartbeats, isn't it? Never mind. Please God and St. George, as Edward said. Toodle pip. Bye.